Today we're playing what is admittedly a pretty early draft for me of this Invasion of Alara deck. This is something we used to do in Modern, really try to cook with this card. Invasion of Alara, kind of simply, is really crazy powerful. 5 mana, you basically cascade until you hit 2 cards with mana value 4 or less. You put one of them into your hand, you cast the other one. Now, it's also very, very powerful to flip this Invasion of Alara into Awaken the Maelstrom. You get to draw 2 cards, destroy any permanent, put 3 counters on something, make a copy of another permanent. You go really, really crazy. So the general idea here is you're sort of comboing Invasion of Alara with Bramble Familiar. Right now, if you cast an Invasion of Alara, you're either going to hit an Up the Beanstalk or a Bramble Familiar as one of your 2 cards that you hit. If you hit a Bramble Familiar, you can actually cast the backside of this, Fetch Quest, to mill 7 and put a creature, enchantment, or land from the mill cards onto the battlefield. So the idea is that you're going to get to do this. You're going to get to hopefully put a Trumpeting Carnosaur or an Overlord into play. Sometimes you have like failsafe, just put a binding, get rid of something. But you're kind of just mostly using this to generate a lot of value. And then you kind of also end up setting up for a spot where you end up pulling a Trumpeting Carnosaur or just attacking with the Trumpeting Carnosaur to flip your Invasion of Alara. This is like, the idea here is that we're not so perfectly all in on this card, that we are trying to maintain a relatively high level of card quality beyond that. We've got the Beans, we've got Bindings, we've got Herd Migration, we have our Overlords. We have Push Pull, which is cool, I think, a lot, because you get to, it's an early game removal spell, and then Trumpeting Carnosaur is also a removal spell that you can like just discard it, kill something, and then you can pull it back later, discover 5, even potentially hit an invasion off to discover 5, and then attack for 7 to flip the invasion. This says 7 defense, this is 7 attack. Pretty sweet. So it's kind of a different take on the domain build 2, higher ceiling. Well, we're also playing a Wooburg card. Hi Nation, 23 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Benny Limit with the 7 months. Thank you also. Just going back and forth on a lot of cards here. At one point had like 3 Sunfalls main deck. End up feeling like with all of the spot removal, the push pills, the Charter Carnosaur, some Overlords, the bindings that need as many main deck sweepers, and also like the Sunfalls are kind of competing on the mana curve in a weird way. I'm going to click the keep button here. Great to be able to play with a hand like this. I'm going to graveyard a Carnosaur, which is actually getting some value with push pull. Should we be on Spinewood's Armadillo over Herd Migration as another hit off Bramble? Well, maybe. Let me see. Again, Herd Migration is just pretty good to cast. Ooh, we drew a Bean. I guess we have to replay the Bean here. Oh, it also gains 3 life. I didn't know this one gained 3 life. Okay, so Herd Migration is better to cast. Armadillo is better hit for the thing. Could think about it some more. I am probably going to be grabbing a... I guess, sorry, I should have cycled before I surveilled. But we'll grab a basic island and then we'll have Domain online, actually. And we can go Overlord plus Binding. Oh, we can't because we need to tap the Portico. I guess I have the Binding up now. So I don't want a Binding in this moment, because that would give them a card off the Fairy Mastermind. I think I'll just untap or let them untap and Binding in their upkeep. Is this the Cascade Bean deck everyone's been wanting? Yeah, I guess maybe Cascade Beans is a better title, but that is why I had the go live notification be trying to get Beans banned in another format. I do think that at this point in time, I'm pretty unlikely to go to this standard tournament in Atlanta and not have 4 copies of Up the Beanstalk in my deck. Get planes and you can Overlord and Binding. Oh, right, because the Overlord does the all types, of course. Let's go play Red Overlord. I think we'll just go green. World's pretty much our oyster. All right. Well, we didn't come here to not cast Invasion of Alara, I tell you what. All right, so cast Fetch Quest. Put another copy of Beanstalk into our hand, draw another card off Bean. And then we can go red Overlord, Leyline Binding, green Overlord. I don't exactly have a answer to Archfiend here, so I could just take the Binding. Don't exactly love that, though. I could take red Overlord, hit them for 4, and then next turn just cast another red Overlord, potentially. The green one also seems pretty strong. Like, my hand is just, I think my hand is just so full of action, I'm just gonna prioritize ramping here. We'll figure it out. Do you have to discard a card? It's probably a Beanstalk. Yeah. Let me know if you want to pick something else there. Seemed pretty close. Dingo is a big fan of the Standard Fury. This is the Standard Fury? I think it's my first time playing this card on stream. They're just passing, which is a bit surprising. Out of grab bindings, just try to stay alive to cast all the cards in their hand. That's fair. I mean, there is like a combo that they could have with the exile all the cards in your deck. Yeah, I guess I can just go attack the Invasion of Alara now. Let's see if they stop my Overlord. Okay, so I have 8 mana here. Yeah, I think we'll just go for the... Well, maybe I get countered. Yeah, I think I get countered too often to not impending here. Binding also incentivizes opponent to tap out on their turn to recast a demon. Yeah, but again, I'm worried about the demon that exiles all but 6 cards in library. That card is really crazy against me. I kind of think they're playing that plus the Jace. Yeah, I don't know if they saw this line. We'll see. Okay, but we do get to flip our Invasion of Alara. Okay, so target player draws 3, right? Oh, no, okay. Okay, target player just draws 2. I don't have any artifact to put into play. No artifacts in the deck. We get to make a copy of target permanent. We could also destroy a permanent they control. I'm pretty tempted to destroy one of their lands to play around that card I'm describing. Unless I can present lethal. So I can pick an Overlord, 4 damage to them, put them down to 18. I'll have 11 points of power in play, plus the attack for 2 more. So I could cast both Bramble Familiars, and I could just cast, and then that would present lethal for next turn. If I card a sword, yeah, okay. So I'll draw 2. I will destroy your Archfiend. Oh, I also get the counter distribution too. It's weird that the counters don't This is so tough to resolve. This is so awkward to resolve. It's been a long time. We have resolved it on stream before. Oh, it's because you can put it wants you to be able to put the counters on the tokens. I guess that makes sense. All right, well, not a bad start to today, I'll say. And again, I'm being very proactive with my creatures here because I just want to be able to kill them next turn if they tap out for that card. I can't remember the name of it. What if this deck was 80 cards? Well, Yorion isn't legal, but what if? Oh, so they go for the throat of my Overlord. They did that after their Archfiend was dead. I guess I didn't have the thing in play until the Archfiend was dead. So okay, so they're playing Abyssal Harvester, thankfully, right? This card doesn't seem like it's doing much of anything at the moment. There's another invasion of Alara. Listen. What's the title of the stream? So I have 15 cards in my deck. Not the most ever. They have another go for the throat. I think I want to only attack with one of the Bramble Familiars so I could cast an Overlord should they go for the throat this year. They cut down my Bramble Familiar. They have 2 cut downs? No weird time to wait. Are we just now dead to Jace now? Flew too close to the sun, maybe. Should I make them draw? I'm not going to make them draw. I'm going to destroy their land. Their mill land. No artifacts. Copy Red Overlord again. I think I'll put all the counters on this Bramble Familiar. It's simply too much. Okay, so yeah, we are dead to Jace. Oh, that's the... like, where did that come from? That's the one that came off of the impending. Okay, we have our push-pull here, too, to get back Heart of Sword Overlord. I'm going to deck myself. I'm not going to deck myself. My opponent might cast a Jace and kill me here, which would be kind of a sad way to start today. Archfiend. Did not include Tyrant of the Vault. Oh no, my push-pull. I think they're dead, though. Oh, this... I guess I didn't copy the T. Okay, is Tyrant of the Vault a real card? I don't know if we'll ever know. You're dead. Oh, Vaultborn Tyrant. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, you really need these red ones, I think. They're just, like, better to push-pull their interaction early. But yeah, of course, we've been pretty addicted to Vaultborn Tyrant lately. Okay, so let's cut the Sunfall. I think we're at probably a Tally gaming. What's kind of fun about a Tally... it's not really going to happen that often, I guess. But if they play the Exile ult with the top 6 and we somehow did Jace off a Tally, we could kill them. I'm probably daydreaming a little bit too much about that. But yeah, let's submit something like this. Maybe I want to play like one more push-pull. This seems okay. Let's try this. Is Appraiser banned in Standard? Appraiser is not banned in Standard. Wait, what happens if you hit Fetch Quest? Yeah, it doesn't let you catch Fetch Quest. It's like, I think it's just Invasion of Alara is worded really weirdly. But if I'm wrong about it, it can catch Fetch Quest. We should be playing 4 copies, so. I don't really like this hand so much. It's Mulligan. This one's not really particularly better, but do we have to keep on 6? Does Carnosaur work with Bramble? I believe so. I believe Carnosaur triggers anytime it's put into play, and so you should get the Discover off of it. I remember double checking, but sometimes y'all ask questions and I doubt everything. Would I say Standard is fulfilling my inspiring Timmy? I mean, not really. I don't know. I do think this brew is kind of, I don't know, it seems kind of good. Sometimes part of being a spike is getting to do a cool thing. But also a lot of standard is also just going over the top of opponents, so certainly some Timmy behavior. So casting this would let me impending a red overlord next turn. I think I'm probably going to herd migration for an island or a swamp, so this way I can cast an invasion if I draw it. The double-edged sword of duress. Yeah, I think they're just too likely to have a removal spell, and I have 7 mana available. I might just cast this. All right, well, undefeated. Yeah, it was pretty good. I lost a pretty tough match to Jarvis where I felt pretty favored, and I won game 1. I just had just 2 non-functional hands, and that was my event. Discover does not work with fetch quests. Just about Arco. Okay, cool. I was pretty sure that was the case. Thank you for clarifying. Cast our Bramble Boy. Maybe I should go to a mountain so I could just hardcast this or hardcast Push Pull. Kind of tough when Convoke has the nuts like this, though. Looks like we probably just should be impending to hardcast a Carnosaur next turn. Hope to catch back up. Hopefully not the 3 mana Lord creature. Oh, so okay, they're just going to play their other Knight Errant, it seems. Oh, they're going to play... Deals X damage to each opponent, and you gain X life for actions of the creatures with power 2 less. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's going to be... That's going to be a lot. Well, we have some hits off of our Carnosaur. They put 2 Percussionists into their hand here. Unfortunately, only 1 copy of Sunfall main deck. We can maybe hit like an invasion into some stuff. Also can just hit a Bramble Familiar and be super dead. Okay, game 2. Butlers for the 15 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. All right, let's bring in the Sunfalls. I think Red Overlord. Not amazing. I do like that the Carnosaur is cheap removal. We probably need to keep them all in for like density of win conditions. Although like losing this is also kind of tough for our like Bramble Familiar hits. Maybe the push pulls are kind of the weak links. Like they're kind of like I don't know. Let's just try this. I'll just trim 1 push pull. Butler, 17 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. That's true. I guess it did prove that, huh? Binding doesn't really seem good. Maybe. It's leyline binding in a bean deck. I don't know. You just kind of never cut it, I think. What are those burning furnaces for? Atali? Or are you this card. This card is just a 2 mana removal spell. I don't think it's very good against the kind of deck our opponent is playing. Like our opponent is playing a really go wide aggro deck, but I'm going to bring these in against like the mono red decks, against some of the more go just single individually powerful creatures rather than going really wide. Obviously going to have some good targets, right? All right, let's get... I think we get Mountain, and then we can go cycle Carnosaur into next turn, impending Overlord plus Leyline Binding. The Zur one seems better. The stock Zur build. Well, welcome to twitch.tv/aspiringspike. We're trying to brew on the brew channel. Good morning to you. It could be better. Well, I've been Avon interrupted, which is not only good against the spell on the stack, but is just kind of good against me in general. Yeah, but we do get to just cast the dang thing. Probably want to binding it first, or this first. I think it's the first time I've seen anybody cast Avid Interrupter in Standard. Do you think Step Between Worlds may be necessary to shuffle Graveyard back into the deck? Possibly. This is still an early draft. Yesterday I did a YouTube video talking about the upcoming modern BRRR and what's going on and what I think should happen. And so I didn't have as much time to playtest because of that. So this is still a pretty early draft, and I definitely could see making some changes if we feel like decking is an issue. I feel like with the push pulls, though, being able to pull like a couple of Carnosaurs back from the graveyard, I feel like that should give us enough closing power to not need something like that. Could be wrong. Let's let these connect. Yeah, we can maybe just pull both of these back here. That would be an attack for 12 plus 7. That's lethal, so they would have to chump block. We could hit a removal spell to win. I think instead I'm going to play around second Aven Interrupter. Because I can do this and I can cast, like, pull on a creature. Okay, cast our fetch quest, Beanstalk into hand. I guess also if we brick on our fetch quest, which is kind of more likely, right? After sideboarding, then it's somewhat nice to just be able to still cast another 2-drop. Maybe I'll cast the Familiar. I think I'm going to go ahead and attack my opponent here, not the invasion. Because I think they may... There's a very good chance, I think, that they overextend into me just pulling these two things back. And then let's just cast the Bramble Familiar. Yeah, I will say, like, when Convoke has the nuts of Warden into turn 2 Knight Errant, it's just like, it just beats almost every deck. Might be dead here. Block here, block here. Yeah, not quite. Yeah, I think we'll just do this, then pull them. I don't think they shouldn't have any other creatures in their hand that aren't Aven Interrupter. Well then. I would keep this on the play. Don't really love double tap land on the draw. Maybe I'm supposed to keep it anyways. Let's try it. Let's try it. Any standard you're excited to try in modern? You're saying has any of the brewing I've had given me any big ideas for modern? Not exactly. I was thinking that might have been ended up being the case, but it really hasn't been so far, to be honest. Mostly what I've been exploring in Standard so far are cards I have played in Modern already that I've kind of ruled to be, like, not quite there, power level-wise. Not sure how this matchup... Oh, this is the teamered build, though. So I was thinking I was going to play this because I thought they were Simic, but they maybe still play some copies of Torch the Tower. But I think I'd probably still just play the Bramble Familiar, a Sunniest. Best card of the format. What's the deck we're playing right now? I've built a deck around Invasion of Alara. You can hit Bramble Familiar and put something else big into play. It's been tech that's been around for a while, but this is my little take on the archetype or whatever. Pretty fun. Yeah, I think let's just cast our own beans here. I might like to just hardcast Overlord into hardcast Carnosaur. I might draw an untapped land and cast a Bramble Familiar. Another tap land. I think we graveyard the Sunfall on this board. Oh yeah, Roaring Sonnet too. Okay, 4 cards in their hand. They're Thunder Trap Trainin'. These Teamer decks are so interesting to me. It feels like you just have to draw, like, you have to draw your Enduring Creature. You have to draw your Stormchaser's Challenge. You have to draw your Beanstalk. You have to draw your Town. You have to, it's like you have to draw everything in the right order. But it also kind of seems like they just do that. They do have a good amount of card selection. All right. Welcome to Standard. We cast some Overlords here. Yeah, Town is such a silly card. The straight blue-green tempo deck is so much better. I think it's better too. Yeah. Analyze the pollen helps find that a lot too. Okay, so I've played a lot of Standard at this point. I don't think I have a single time seen Analyze the Pollen tutor a creature. I don't doubt that it's happened, okay? I don't think y'all are lying to me. But I'm saying I ain't seen it. Appreciate the Standard gameplay. Anything in mind for Kiora, Delirium, Bruin Standard, but trying to make it work with Flytrap, Glissa, Invasion. Yeah, when I've looked a little bit at Delirium Shells last night, I will say that my initial thoughts on that archetype is that it's probably not very good. I was looking at Gruul and Mono Green. I haven't looked at Blue Green or Sultai. I would very much try to not be 3 colors though. 3 colors seems a little bit too dicey. So let me discard my tap land here. 3 colors seems a bit dicey. Could do something with it. I will say Kiora is a card that I really want to play with. I think you could play it like an idyllic memory deck. I know Doom has that cool Cauldron, Arcanist deck. And Kiora is a card that we've been loving in Modern, but there's definitely a lot about Modern to like about Kiora, where it's like sacks to flare, protected with force negation, consistently threshold on turn 4. But maybe Kiora has a lot of the same dynamics here. Someone beat me with the Gruul Delirium deck the other day, first time I've seen it. Yeah, I was just trying to hammer it out, and I wasn't too impressed last night. Took some ideas from Evil White Tempo Silas played a few days ago, 502 in the league. Awesome, cool. Did you have any big breakthroughs you want to share? The crab build does use Analyze a lot to grab one. I believe that this... Oh, it's happening. Okay, it's happening. But I'm just saying I've never seen it happen. So they're going to grab just the Flood Caller, the Jeskai Ascendancy creature. But it seems like they won't be able to cast it and then cast another spell to do anything. Next turn, I'm going to have 8 mana. That name is dumb. Think of it 20 months. Appreciate you. Okay, so they cast Strike. Okay, they can activate now Bitter Reunion to haste the Otter token, but then they still only have 3 mana. Oh, they had a land drop, but it's a tapped Copperline Gorge. So they had his Flood Caller, 2 mystery cards. Okay, well, again, we look and see what the title of today's stream is, and then we cast the title card. Pretty simple order of operations. I have not drawn a leyline binding yet. Okay, there's a leyline binding. So we're going to target the enduring. This one is vitality. And then I'm presuming my opponent is going to tap out for their 2/2. Which I think is going to let me flip the invasion here. At least that's my aim. Instead, my opponent sacks the vitality to torch the tower, targeting my Overlord. Overlord should still be alive, but then they get to keep their enduring effect in play, which is pretty critical. They also get some extra toughness on these otter tokens. So now if I send both of these at the invasion, my opponent can block both of them. They can block both of them. Oh, I didn't mean to play my land. Don't think it really changes anything. They can block both of them to keep my invasion from flipping, but I think that's an okay exchange to kill both prowess creatures, because I could die to both prowess creatures here, and they kind of need these in play for their combo. My opponent decides to not block. We'll see how this works out for them. We get to, yet again, it's like a third time today, flip this. I'm going to draw 2 cards. We get to destroy a permanent. Seems pretty clear it should be this enduring effect. I get to draw a card off being. Hopefully it's a binding. We have already 2. Now we're 2 bindings down, so... It is a Carnosaur, which is relevant interaction. So no artifact to put into play again. I think we're copying our Carnosaur here. And then we're going to put all of our counters on our Carnosaur, so it's the most likely to be able to block. And then we hit another invasion of Alara, baby. Cascade Beans. Reborn. Yeah, although I just realized I'm out of Bramble Familiars, so... Maybe not the best. And then so the Enduring card is dead. I think I'm just going to main phase Carnosaur, kill a Prowess token, and discard a bunch of cards. Playing 5 color but no decks. No gates. Dude, I found some gates tech. There's a card from the big score set, like the mini set. It's like 4 mana enchantment. Search your library for 4 lands with different names, and on your end step, put one of them into play randomly. And so you can search up 5 gates, and then it'll just put them into play. Are gates still awful? Yes, of course. But we're starting to get somewhere. Would it be a disaster to invitation into 2 beans? I wouldn't be a disaster all the time. And this spot, I don't think it would be correct. All right, am I dead to a bounce spell on the Carnosaur? It looks like I am. I don't think I'm dead. Am I dead to 1 spell? I think I go to 1 if they play a spell, right? Okay. Can this do damage to me? No. Yeah, this is 8 damage. Okay, I go to 1. All right, let's go. Cool game. So Ceases can break up their return card loop. I don't know how important that is. Roaring Furnace does seem like a okay removal spell. Because like killing the tap creature seems pretty tough. Although the pull is kind of important. Seems okay. I might want to play like an extra Sunfall or 2. Maybe we could do something like this. Be closer to this. Have a brew with Tarnation Vista. That card is so bad. Not something you should really consider. That's the one that can tap for a color for each permanent. If you control a mono-colored permanent of each color, that card is awful. Unless there's enough ley lines. unless there's enough ley lines. I guess there technically are. Yeah, you can technically have 5 mana turn 2, right? All right, we'll circle back. I see Boros Discover deck that combos Quintorius, Atali's favor into scroll shifts. Nope. If you want to see the link, I'll take a look. The auto deck seems plays 1-2 Vista. Really? It's good with the blue-red room. So there's the blue-red... Wait, it's good with the blue-red room. Wait, does the room count as 2 different colored permanents? I would think it would be a multicolored permanent. I don't think I've really even seen them play it, but... You know, I'm still the modern guy, right? Pretty sure I played against it recently. Well, I don't remember... I played against a Boros Discover deck recently. I don't remember them playing Scroll Shift. Only if you open both sides? That's... Wait, it counts as 2 permanents? That's so weird. Doesn't make any sense. I guess, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I can put that back. It's monocolored, so it's both open and it's multicolored. But it's 2... Okay, what does Tarnation Vista do? Enters tapped. As it enters, choose a color. Add 1 mana of any color. For each color among monocolor permanents you control, add 1 mana of that color. So it counts as 2 monocolored permanents? So weird. Green Overlord. Alright, let's hold up Herd Migration / Carnosaur, I guess. Thoughts about carrots? I like carrots. Pro carrots on this stream. They can get 4 monocolored play. The rat token is black. Okay. I don't know. Maybe the card is... Maybe there is something there. I don't want to be too dismissive. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go Carnosaur here and then Overlord the token on my next turn, and then I can go Herd Migration into Binding. Or now I could go Overlord into Binding. Oh, I guess I don't have... I need actual white mana, though. Boros Discover, parentheses, Rough Draft. This is your deck! What do you mean, did I see... Maybe you're just loosely copying it from somewhere. Spike, did you see the Boros Discover deck? Links to my Moxfield. How would I have seen this? Wait, so why are we not playing the 4 mana Discover card? Does that card not good here? Can it not be good? I guess if you hit Scroll Shift, it doesn't trigger, right? But Tali's Favor doesn't have that cast clause. Pretty sure I'm holding up the binding here. Any plans to run other brews today? I have something. I have another brew prepped. Yeah. See if some ever get lost. So this deck doesn't want to play any cards that cost 3 or less, besides the big payoffs. The deck should definitely be running Appraiser. Well, Appraiser doesn't really work with the Scroll Shift stuff. So I get it. Dude, I wish Scroll Shift worked with Invasion of Alara, too. I think it looks interesting. We should maybe playing some Witchstalker Frenzies in our deck. Muxatile. I did not my idea, but I made a Boros. Yeah, it's just kind of teasing. Looks interesting. I'm pretty no-to-moto, did 2 modern leagues. I started a modern 2-player queue to get PPs. 50 minutes nobody joins is normal. Yeah, that's pretty normal. The 2-player queues are just pretty bad for the most part. Like people don't really play them, and they are bad. They're like the EV is pretty bad because like people put in a total of 4 tickets and only 3 tickets of value comes out. I don't know if that's changed, but that's how it was for a long time. So I would encourage you to stick to leagues, or if you don't want to spend any in-game currency, Or if you want to test it for cheap, just do like the open practice, like the free to play area instead. I would stay away from the 1v1 queue. It's just pretty bad value. So if they, I think I'm gonna upkeep binding. So if they have a town, they have to spend the 2 mana on their turn. And then, sorry, I should crack my Fable Passage before this Beanstalk trigger resolves. So this way I don't draw my second basic planes. And I can't cast Binding. Stone Dragon with the 32 months, thank you so much. They just a normal negate here. Yeah. If that's good enough to negate, I think we'll just cast this again. I don't want to spend $10. Yeah, I see. I would just stay away from that, and once you feel uncomfortable in a deck, then you can spend the $10. Isn't it 2 tickets, 20 play points enter? Yeah, but it's like from what I remember, I haven't played the queues in a while. Each player gives 2 tickets or 20 play points, and the total prizes equate to 3 tickets or 30 play points. Which, if you're doing the math, just it ain't there. You know what I mean? I don't know if they've changed it, but that's how it used to be. So pretty sure we want to use the Sunfall this turn. Can hold up the binding. Can also flip this Overlord. I thought it was 35. Yeah, again, it's been a long time, so they may have updated it to make it less awful. How's the match quality in Free League? Quite bad, but you can still get, like, what I like to do if I want to test something for free sometimes is just you can solo queue, just solitaire, if you set the number of players to 1. I think it's 35 total now, yeah. Feeling pretty good about our chances to win this one. To grab a Beanstalk. I don't think I'm going to binding that right now. Y'all think they have a town? I'm not sure. They didn't have it a couple turns ago. Let's just go to combat. I think we target the trainer. I think if they had a town, they might have bounced it there. But let's go on a fetch quest. Alright, we have fetched another Bramble Familiar, I guess. I think we'll do that instead of putting a land into play. Not the best hit. It's okay. Not sure why most other auto gamers don't play the full 4 beans, so 2 the card seems pretty insane. Well, they don't play that many ways to trigger it, right? Isn't it just town in this deck? Like, the crab deck is a much better bean deck, but... yeah, it could be right to play more. That was like why I didn't kill binding the Beanstalk, because they really only have the towns, right? But like the floor, I mean, just still is 2 mana cycle. If you draw 1 town, it's like card advantage, It's probably still could be okay. It's up to Beanstalk. This card is just so stupid. There's like a shocking amount of like 5 mana value cards in standard you can cast for less than 5 mana. Yeah, the room. Oh yeah, the room. It's another one. What the hell is town? So town is a card that you would look at it if you were coming to standard from modern, and you'd say, what the hell is this unplayable draft common doing in, or reasonable draft uncommon doing in in standard? It's a 5 mana instant. Costs 3 less though if targets one of your own permanents, and you can bounce up to 2 non-land permanents to their owner's hand. So you go like bounce your opponent's best thing for 2 mana, bounce your Storm Chaser's Talent or Bean, trigger Bean. Or you bounce 2 of your things, trigger Bean, replay them. It's like the card is crazy protection and value and interaction. It is like I think actually one of the best cards in the format. Alright, so I'm not sure what they were thinking about there. Oh, sorry. I guess I could have made a 1/1. I'm just gonna start off and hit this here though. Oh, gotta let that trigger resolve, I guess. And then let's go ahead and fetch quests. We're gonna do this main phase, I think. We could hit a Carnosaur and then put an Invasion of Alara into play, and then flip the Invasion of the Alara. Well, step one. I'm not going to cast that up the Beanstalk. I got 15 cards in my deck right now. Standard is fun. I see some people playing right now. Yeah, Standard is good. I don't think Standard is great. I think it's good. I have really enjoyed my time in the format so far. I have felt it's been good. I don't know exactly what my engagement with Standard is going to be like post BNR. Kind of depends on the BNR. It depends on how prepped I am for this Atlanta event. But it's good. I feel like we commonly only have 15 left in our deck. Well, you only need 1 left in your zero. You don't even need any cards in your deck to kill your opponent. I think with just some, life total management, you can get them. Especially with the push pulls. Like, we did bore them out in this matchup, but like most of the time you're gonna be able to draw into one of these and just like return a couple Carnosaurs, return like a red Overlord and a Carnosaur, and just one-shot them. Yeah, Overlord plus Beans is definitely core of the format. Don't know what they're thinking about here. Maybe they do have a town. They don't do anything. I don't know what this is. So they're making 5 1/1s with haste. These can tap for mana with the enduring vitality, but no, they can't if I just binding the enduring vitality in response. So this should win. These tokens can't block. Even if they could, they'd just be dead to a single Overlord trigger here. You may attack with your rat tokens. All right, so we got kind of run over by Convoke, but other than that, things are looking okay. All right, let's keep this. Isn't there 6 mana value to destroy all artifacts, enchantments, in Standard? Is it even remotely playable? Yeah, we have we actually have the card in our sideboard here, although we're mostly playing it as our Graveyard Hate of choice. So it's Graveyard Hate, cantrip, gain life on the front side, and 6 mana destroy all artifacts and enchantments. We will not be choosing to destroy all artifacts and enchantments in this deck very often, I think. Well, no white mana yet to kill this. And not the highest chance a Carnosaur can kill it next turn. Oh, cool. They give it lifelink instead of vigilance, so push-pull may not be on their radar also. Bad game to be on the draw. It's crazy to me to get to play Beans plus Binding in Standard, yeah. And it's not even that popular, too, which is also kind of crazy. So next turn I can go... Maybe go Lush Portico this turn. Nah, let's just play the Overlord. This does unlock my Verge to give me white mana, so the Binding will cost 2. I can maybe just go like Binding plus Bramble Familiar. They might have the Hexproof aura. No, just a flash 2/1. Does have Vigilance, so my push pull's not too good against it. I might be able to trade Bramble Familiar for it. Jace Wielder of Mysteries would go crazy. Maybe it's a good. Maybe Jace is a good sideboard card. Is that even legal though? Okay, so targets my beans. Let's keep that on top. One beans, please. Mana base has been working out pretty good so far. Let's go ahead and just get 5 domain here, I think. I've definitely become very Fable Passage brained lately. Alright, they can get me down to 3. We'll see if we can stabilize. Not dead to Zodiac Glyph because they don't have a artifact in play. Are we dead to anything? We'll find out, I guess. Not dead to that, but it's pretty good. Our red Overlord comes online next turn, which is pretty nice. At this point, I do want to set up for a pull, potentially. Yeah, let's just go binding this. Oh, wait, sorry. I was thinking push this, but then... Yeah, that doesn't exactly work. I guess we'll kill this main phase. They could have the Hexproof enchantment. Play around Tidebinder by cycling Herd Migration main phase. Then we can set up to pull 2 Carnosaurs back next turn. I already have one of those in our hand. I guess I'll bin. Am I playing any Paper Standard in your future? Yeah, I'm gonna go to the Atlanta GP, the Atlanta Spotlight Series. I booked my flight. I guess I still need to buy my entry to the event, but that's my next Magic tournament. Interesting choice. So I'm attacking for 21 next turn. My opponent's at 28, though. They're going to put a counter. Not putting a counter. I don't know. This can't be that bad. All right, pull, draw 2 cards, put 2 Trumpeting Carnosaurs into play. A little bit scary to put the 3rd beans into play always. There's a binding, though. Okay, do I want to cast this Sunfall? I think I have to. This binding is just going to come into play with no targets. It's just kind of just chilling over there. Okay, then we can turn this into an 8/8. Have I decided what I'm playing? No. I mean, like, there's... it's still, like, almost a month away. I've never had a choice for a tournament this far out, and, I would really... if you ever have a choice for a tournament a month out, you've probably made a mistake if you're really trying to try hard. It's just way too early to have a deck chosen. Okay, so I don't think I can afford to cast Invasion of Alara at this point in the game. Or, I guess I'm also just going to be playing Bramble Familiar, probably, all natural. Oh, they just concede. Okay, great. Great. Okay, so we'll bring in the rest of the Sunfalls. I think against this build, I do want this card. I wonder if we board out our invasions. Is that crazy? Look, it kind of looks good. Like, our invasion hits get worse once we bring in all these Sunfalls. We kind of need one more card. Could play one Bramble Familiar, maybe. One Nissa seems kind of bad. Let's have some targets. I want to try this sideboard plan. And maybe we should flesh it out just a little bit more, like have one more card. Because the invasion plan is just not that good against aggro, so against aggro you can, like, just maybe moving into this is just the move. Let's play one Bramble Familiar for now, and then maybe going forward we have one more sideboard card for this plan. I mean, I might need a month to get money to build a deck for a tournament. Yeah, I mean, that is fair. I think that's the only reason to have a deck chosen that far out. Just too much can change. It's like a month is just an eternity of prep time. Do you think it's a mistake to focus on going for reps with evergreen decks like Amulet Titan Modern or Lotus Field and Pioneer? No. I mean, if you are just someone who is an Amulet Titan Master, congratulations, you have an amazing choice for every modern tournament. I think the same is probably true for Lotus Field, although I haven't played a lot of Pioneer in a while. You just have to make sure that the deck you're playing a lot of reps of is like going to always be good. Like Amulet Titan is kind of going to be always good, I think. Despite what people say. You ever get caught up in over practicing? All the time. I think I'm gonna graveyard this. It would give me my 5th domain, but it's okay. I've ever seriously thought about working for WotC game design plays testing. I've thought about it. I've done consulting for them. I've never been given a formal job offer, but quite frankly, after Wizards of the Coast has shown to have like no interest in like how do I phrase this? Wizards of the Coast, like every big corporation in America, seems to think that just laying off a bunch of people every year is a good way to manage the company. It's one of the craziest things about like American corporate life is that every year you just might get killed. You might just get laid off, and there's like no fault of your own most of the time. Like you just like get your name drawn on a hat and you're laid off. It happened to Esther. So no, I'm not that interested in working for Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, unless I'm the CEO. So I'm going to try to set up for this Sunfall. This Restless Anchorage is actually pretty good here. You know what? I guess it's probably good also for me to just kill this now that I've drawn this thing. Candle, 11 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Yeah, great for this to trade with Negate, too.
Also, in other news, I need everyone to see my Billy shirt. Billy! Billy!
Thank you, sweetie. Okay, so we're getting anchoraged. For 6 down to 9. Okay, so we have a little bit of time before the anchorage kills us. Get Sunfalled. Any RCQ plans? I haven't played an RCQ in since like March, I think, and I don't have any plans on playing anytime soon. Unfortunately, they do not fit into my schedule very well. So this next year, I'm planning on attending the Spotlight Series events and trying to grind that tournament series more because it's just just taking a ton of weekends to go play these events is just not very good for my schedule. But taking like 3 or 4 weekends over the course of the year to have a chance to spike a tournament and get back on the pro tour in combination with potentially playing some more of like the championship events on Magic Online. This is going to be my tournament focus this upcoming year. So I'm down to 7. I got 2 cards in their hand. It's good they haven't had the extra land to start cracking the maps. So I can cast Herd Migration here. I can make 5 3/3s. That's 15 power, plus 5 here is 20, so that checks out. All right. Let's get a 4-1 prediction going. Or like a different plan. So I'm kind of interested in trying to flesh that out before League number 2, probably. Ooh, a Llanowar Elf. Probably got to keep that. Thoughts on Force of Will Modern? I'm going to look at your chat history to see if you were the one that asked about it yesterday. Oh, no. Yeah, Force of Will should never come to Modern. It's this is the only kind of question that gets asked. People only ask about Force of Will and stuff when people are so freaking bored with Modern, which is certainly what's happening now. It should never come to the format, though. Brotherhood is still legal if I have enough red. Maybe. I do have a lot of red sources. Pyroclasm is definitely a lot easier to cast. It's also lower on the mana curve. Killing all artifacts is relevant, I guess, against the blue-white deck, but yeah, also Wasteland is not a card I would want to see either. You know, there's like I remember Kai talked about it on the channel. He's just like, y'all, Force of Will, like, or Wasteland is just one of the worst designed cards ever. It's super unfun, at least for a lot of non-games. And I agree. I think the gameplay with Wasteland is quite bad. And also, I think it's kind of silly to ignore the fact that Wizards has done, I think, a good job. I think they've done a good job printing fixed versions of Wastelands for like the last 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. We've got Ghost Quarter, Field of Ruin, Demolition Field, Tectonic Edge. I'm probably forgetting like at least the one that makes a treasure token. Like we have these kind of effects. We have the White Orchid Phantom. We have Harbinger of the Tides. We have Magus of the Moon. We have Blood Moon. It's like we have land hate. Oh, it's it's not that deep. We also have a Mana Flood here, it seems. Keeping that one. I really like yeah, I think Wasteland in the context of OG duels is kind of, I agree. I don't know how well I could articulate that, but I agree. They didn't cast their thing? What are you setting up for, opponent? I do think I need to play Fabled Passage so that I could theoretically cast an Invasion next turn. Yeah, I didn't even mention Obsidian Charball. Like Wasteland is just like a silly thing to think about. But it's only something y'all are thinking about because Modern is in such a rough spot. You know what I mean? This is the natural part of the cycle. Is let's get bored. Let's talk about cards that should never exist in the format. So Michael Spawn also. Ooh. Surprise, surprise. I don't exactly know why they're main phasing this against the deck that could just have a Sunfall really easily. Oh my gosh, I didn't get the right color. Okay, I didn't draw Invasion. Sorry, I need to get Islander or Plains there, obviously. So I could get Swamp here and pull. Alright, now I just need to live, I guess. Not sure exactly how well I'm doing that. 8 plus 10. I mean, if my Bramble Familiar lives, I guess it's not even that good to attack into the Tyrant, but I did mean to attack. So it seems fun. Yeah, Saturn has been fun. I've had a good time here. How about a build around like Dreadnought? No Stifle makes it worse. Yeah, I mean, Dreadnought could be a cool addition, maybe. Well, we're live. That's great news. Now, are we going to get Smuggler surprised at instant speed this time? Kind of seems like we might. Listen, I'm going to cast the Sunfall. I think we are going to hold up the ability to make an 8/8. Very weird to play Fumigate and like I'll cast Trailblazer in your same deck. I guess I get it. What are the next milestones you would like to achieve in streaming? I don't have a good answer for you. I'm not that kind of guy that's like, more. Bigger, bigger number, go better, bigger number, better. I just don't fucking care, I guess. I'm working on a lot of non-stream stuff in my personal time. I'm working writing a novel. I'm designing a game with my friends. Because that's what's interesting to me at the time of making this comment. I think I want the rest of the Sunfalls. Definitely want my invasions in this matchup. Let me trim a push-pull. The red overlords are maybe just not that good here either. Trim a herd migration. Keep 2/2 here. How goes my fish? Yeah, dude. I mean, nothing super interesting is happening with the fish at the moment, but they're pretty content. Spike claims he doesn't love big number, yet he loves Blotcher. That is true. I do like those numbers. I guess we go bottom Overlord, get Plains with Fable turn 1. Oh. I meant to get Forest. Just kidding. Yeah, the Llanowar Elf Sunfall deck is so weird. Like, how do you get here? Sunfalls or lockdowns in the sideboard definitely seem valuable from this league. Well, we have Sunfalls in the sideboard. I think that I agree. I think I'm interested in a transformative sideboard where we plan to cut Bramble Familiar and Invasion of Alara post-board against these matchups where we want a lot of sweepers. So we could Carnosaur the Elf. I think I'd rather be able to go Overlord plus Binding next turn. Is a stream a banless free talk zone? No, but it is encouraged that if you want to bring up bands that you have like something interesting to say about them with peace and love. Like, do you have an interesting take, or do you have like something to talk about? There's a lot of non-conversation when it comes to banless talk. Spike just watched the modern banless vid. You mentioned twice causing some problematic interactions. I doubt it'll be the last time. Should Arena of Glory need some consideration for the banless? I could see causing issues in the future. I don't think it would make a lot of sense to ban right now. I do think Arena of Glory is unbalanced. Yeah, it's something to think about. Articuno Lizard with the 5-pack. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Got a gifted sub from Articuno. Make sure to thank them. Articuno Zards. This is a hybrid of Articuno and Charizard. Should we auto-moderate the words banless? Of course not, no. Not a week before the banless conversation. Thoughts on banning Image 3? I don't know. It's just never gonna happen. I'm reflecting a lot lately on how, to me, Modern Horizons 3 is the set that everyone acted like Modern Horizons 2 was. For me, Modern Horizons 2, I think it was the best era in Modern. I literally never ran out of stuff to like brew and work on. It was so sick. Everything about it was just so sick. I love the entirety of the era. It was just great. There was a lot of complaints about it, and it's obviously like okay if you didn't like it as much as I did, but for me, I didn't like really resonate with like a lot of the complaints about the format. But uh, for me, Modern Horizons 3 has kind of been the format that people accuse Modern Horizons 2 of being, or like I don't know. At least that's my perspective. There's gonna be a lot of different perspectives on that. I think we keep a Sunfall here. Losing my beans here is just almost game over. So yeah, it's like the evoke elementals. Everyone hated them, but and I mean, Fury and Grief did end up getting banned. Although I think you can make a really good case it just should have been Grief. A huge difference was they banned the crucial MH2 cards pretty fast compared to MH3. You were so wrong about this. I'm so unbelievably wrong. And this is also part of like, I mean, maybe you've even mistyped here, but this is I think part of like the collective delusion about Modern Horizons 2. The only banned Modern Horizons 2 cards are Grief and Fury. Grief was banned, I think, about a year and a half post printing. Maybe even a full 2 years. Oh, Fury was banned first. Fury was banned a year and a half post printing, maybe 2 years, and then they just kind of banned Grief at it was just a pure vibe based ban. It was clear that Grief and Fury could not coexist, I think, in the scam deck any further. I think you could have banned either one at the time. It made more sense to ban Grief, in my opinion, at the time when they banned Fury. But they banned Fury on vibes, and then they banned Grief on vibes. It was not neither of these were even like they were not like the Ring or Nadu level of cards either. By confusing MH1 and 2, I think so too. Like, yeah, MH1 was also like awful. That whole era was really like MH1 was like kind of sandwiched between a lot of awfulness. But let me show you like my in the video I did yesterday talking about all this stuff. I had this little meme here. This is Modern Horizons 2 and this is Modern Horizons 1 and 3. I don't know. I can't say anything bad about MH2. I could say some stuff, but I won't. Let's Sunfall here. Let's Binding the Bean again. Maybe we should do Upkeep. There's some bad things, but I don't know. I loved Modern Horizons 2. I do not love Modern Horizons 1 or 3. Still feel like Grief was going to be a problem. Better to ban it before it was back then, but hype before. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's like, when they banned Grief, it was not a problem in the format. It had not been a problem in the format for a long time. It was a pure vibe-based ban. And I was, I think, very critical of, I could probably just Carnosaur here. I was very critical of the decision to just ban a card because people didn't like it. That was the entirety of, like Fury and Grief could not coexist, but when they did ban Grief, it just wasn't doing anything in the format. It was like an all-time low. It was a totally safe card. And so to say, and like this also, like maybe it would have been a problem at some point. This attitude also stems. This is also just a scheduled BNR problem. This is just a scheduled BNR problem. This card might become a problem at some point, so we have to ban it now. It just all comes back to the scheduled BNRs. Yeah, MH1 had Hogak and Astrolabe as the banned cards there. Astrolabe is like, it's the kind of mistake, it's kind of like Up the Beanstalk. It's like a draft card that you don't really understand the implications of it in Constructed. Maybe you should have, but I kind of get how you make those mistakes. Like Hogak, I don't know. Can we have a good format post these bans? I think we can, though. I think things can be good again. And I hope that they will be. I'm going to target the fish token so this can get in. Although I guess that's not true because they could just make another one potentially. Hogak was a commander plant, wasn't it? I don't know that they've ever said anything to that effect. They said that about Nadu. We're getting surprised here. We are getting surprised. Surprise. What you got? All right. They got the good stuff. We have another Sunfall, but they have draw a few cards here. So Armrest said they thought it'd be sick in Commander, didn't do extensive testing in Modern. Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Maybe I'm tinfoil hat mode. I'm pretty sure they understood what they're doing with Beanstalk, given the printing of Overlords after that. It's an uncommon that conveniently only operates well with Chase Mythics. I don't think they knew what they were doing with it in the context of Modern, or I don't think they really thought about it very much. I also don't think they thought about it much for Standard, but maybe. Do you think Modern would be ready for Invigorate to put Infect back on the map? Be ready for? Yeah, but we could handle Infect if it had Invigorate, I think. Infect is also like, you have to understand this too. Like, Infect is not a very popular archetype. Like, when Infect was like a top tier deck, it wasn't exactly, I think, a good thing for the Modern format. I think there's a lot of like, you know, nostalgia glasses, and I said this also in my video yesterday. One of my favorite things about Modern, and like something I do like about it, is that it's a format where you can feel very hot and cold. Infect is a good example of a deck that people are very hot and cold on. Some people hate it, some people love to hate it. I like Infect a lot. I like to play against Infect a lot. Not everybody feels the same way. But I do think Infect is pretty generally unpopular as an archetype. So I think it's unlikely they would just intentionally buff it a lot. Beans was printed a long time before Avatar. Seems like a crazy theory. No, there's something called the Future League when it comes to testing at Wizards of the Coast, where they test the standard stuff a long time ahead, and I'm sure that they like had the option to test these cards together. I don't know if they did, but it's like at least a year and a half. Yeah, I don't know how long it is, but all right, get Sunfold, nerd. I haven't drawn an Invasion of Alara in a while. Maybe we'll draw one off of this Beanstalk trigger. Are they going to Fountain Port here? They probably should. Is Nadu a lot better if it didn't say abilities? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of close to what the original card was, yeah. I feel like I'm going to say the Overlord Beans deck are pretty solid, but nowhere near the best decks in the format. Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. I wouldn't say nowhere near the best. I think these archetypes are very good. I like the Reanimator deck we played yesterday. I thought was really good. It does seem to be, to me, a little bit of a rock paper scissors. Like aggro beats the bean decks, mid range beats the aggro decks, and then the bean deck beats the mid range deck. Seems to be the rock paper scissors I'm kind of experiencing in Standard at the moment. What's the plan against aggro with this deck? So we have sweepers and we have removal, but what I think I want to do is I want to design a transformative sideboard where we can board in a bunch of like board out our invasions, board out our Bramble Familiars, and board in some combination of like Pyroclasm, Torch the Tower, these kind of cards. All right, they decide to draw a card. So do I. Alright, so I can't cast my 6 or my 7 drop right now, but let's go ahead and fire this up and start using some of these map tokens. There's an Invasion of Alara on top. Let's keep that. I think I'm still just going to go ahead and pump this up. Yeah, someone mentioned Split Up. Let me reread Split Up. 2 elves. Oh, that one. Yeah. I'm not. We have to look the numbers like double white on turn 3. But yeah, that might be a good option. Oh, they should have done this already, right? Oh, they're killing my token instead of the beans. Interesting. Okay, well they got a 2 loyalty Vivian in play. Vivian's been really good. One thing I like, Vivian's a card that I used to play in Standard, like way back in the day, and it's just kind of cool that the same card is still pretty good. A land would be good to cast Carnosaur also. I guess I'm gonna have some more looks at land here. My opponent's reading this invasion. They also only have 9 minutes on the clock. And if I win this game, they're not going to really have, like, they're going to probably regret that they spent 45 seconds reading this now. Like, you can read it when it's in play. It doesn't have to be on the stack. Just maybe wait for y'all to tighten up. So it was very good for me this weekend. I almost changed it to Day of Judgment. I was happy to not. That's good feedback. Thank you. So you draw a red Overlord, which can maybe clean up the Vivian. Okay, and then they concede. All right, well. I guess if you're just going to concede to to it, then fair enough. Maybe I want these. I probably should play these Atalis, huh? Yeah, let's get the red Overlords, play the Atalis. I'm going to go down one more Herd Migration, too. Yeah, they listened to me about the 9 minutes on the clock thing, huh? But yeah, like, how do y'all feel about Pyroclasm over Split Up? Like, like, I really like the 2 mana value interaction, and I also feel like it's a card people are not gonna think about very much. Like, on the draw against Mono Red, seems like it could be pretty good. But we'll have to like map out the full sideboard plan. I feel like this, like, it's like Sunfalls, Pyroclasms, maybe like 2 Split Up, like 3 Pyroclasm, 4 Sunfall, 2 Split Up. It's a lot of sweepers though. But in some of these matchups, that's all you really care about. Pyro feels real bad if they mouse through toughness. That's true. I watched Aspiring Spike almost 600 hours and spent 1.8 million channel points. Let's fucking go, dude. I think that's the record at the moment, 600 hours. Pyroclasm better against Convoke, but Split Up probably better in the blind. Yeah, Split Up's also good against Convoke. We probably, maybe we only play like 1 or 2 Pyroclasms then. Does seem like we're a little divided on this topic. I'm gonna give this one a go. On the draw. Beanstalk. Don't think I want a migration here. I think I'd rather cast Bramble Familiar because I don't think they can really kill it. Uh-oh. That's a good draw, at least. Honestly, saying they banned cards of vibes is so true. Recently, I saw Yorion, Robert, my boy. Yeah, I mean, they banned that one a while ago. Although Yorion, it's a little bit different, where Yorion was like kind of largely banned for paper. It was like really bad effects on paper tournaments, for whatever that's worth. So probably casting, I guess. So I can go Carnosaur this turn. Oh, now I can go Invasion. So green. Yeah, just play the Invasion. Cast a Bean. I think now I'll just binding their beans. Try to be ahead in the bean battle. I'm at 756 spike hours. Upset face. What am I doing in my life? Listen, I'm here the whole time, okay? No one's here more than me. Alright, Frill back can kill one of these. Okay, Dead Binding. I'm super excited to cast a Tally. I haven't cast a Tally in a long time. I'm sure the last time was in Cube. And I feel like they're gonna have some good stuff. So they have a bean, and then they have a push pull, but I don't have anything in the yard. Dang. I do get to draw a card off of the beanstalk with it, funny enough. If I discard a Sunfall, it's, clear I have another one in my hand. Also, how much? So this is on the backside an 11/11 Trample Indestructible Infector. I have at the moment only 7 mana, so if I play a land, I can't quite flip this next turn. Any thoughts on brewing Burn and Standard? I've been playing the Modern list a ton. Wondering my thoughts are for Standard. I haven't tried to brew Modern Burn or Standard Burn. I have seen other people work on the archetype. I'm not exactly sure the best way to build it. Could be something to do. Opponent's got 6 minutes 30 seconds, where I had a full 10 minutes. Only at 589. Dang. Could have was close to the record. Wait, apparently I watched 1,056 hours. New record. Spent 2.6 million channel points. Let's fucking go. 2.6 mil is crazy. Okay, just another frill back here. I think they're gonna have to double chump my Atali. Wait, they're talking about Overlord and not a Beanstalk? Did they? Are you trying to deck me? Are you trying to deck me right now? Okay, now I've been told to get lost also. I mean, I'm not casting another Beans, I guess. Games, the 5 months. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Okay. Yeah, I can't afford to cast another Beans. I think I will cast another Bramble Familiar. Maybe I could map token. Let's cast another Bramble Familiar. Weird game. I think my opponent's going to time out. 1377 spike. 2,000. 400 of Dingo, jeez. That's crazy. I wish I could watch that much of Dingo. This is game 3. Surprise! They just keep main phasing these surprises against the Sunfall deck, though. So I can go Sunfall into Carnosaur next turn. I don't want to attack the invasion, because then they can block with the Vaultborn Tyrant and draw a card. Oh, did I miscount? Okay, there's my push-pull to get back a Tali. Need some more everywhere tokens. Should I discard second Atali here? No, I'm going to discard a Carnosaur, I think, so I can push-pull it. And let's also discard this Bean. Only 800. The 800 is crazy. 1,034, very cool. I appreciate y'all all being with me here this year. It was a great year. Hoping for another good one next year. You might actually deck. Maybe. Again, I think the push-pulls make it just kind of tough to deck. Although, I guess this is my only... I milled the other one, did I? Yeah, I boarded 2 out, which is maybe a mistake. We'll see. A Twin is unbanned or Exarch and Mike. No, you can't play Pestermite. You probably have to play the 2-mana 1/4 at that sorcery speed. Whoa, they exiled my graveyard, dude. Oh my gosh. When I just had my number. Thankfully, I've had Atalis. I think I'm not casting Outcast Trailblazer. I'm going to draw too many cards. $20 cards in my deck. There's an invasion of Alara. I think I don't put it in my graveyard, but I also I'm just gonna keep it in the deck so I don't mill one here. I'm pretty unlikely to cast it, I would imagine. My opponent does only have 3 cards in their hand. My opponent hasn't exactly shown me a lot of spot removal this match. I'm transforming Atali the Primal Conqueror. I really wish I got different art though. I hate the seal art here. Okay, they have shown me that though. All right, so let's send the creature that can flip this invasion at the invasion, and the other one at my opponent here. They only have only have 2 cards. Thanks, Flame Knight. I do think I'm getting better at doing these YouTube videos. Still in the first standard trophy waiting room. I know, dude. Getting a lot more 4/1s. So they find 2 overlords here off the Smuggler's Surprise. They can plop them both into play if they like. There are 2 minutes 23 seconds. They have to block my 9/9. Oh, dude, people, this is like the second time today my opponent just has not blocked. You could draw 2 cards. Wait. Okay, I'll draw the 2 cards. Can't afford that many though. Yeah, then we'll destroy your white overlord. Okay, so no artifact. Make a copy of our 9/9. I guess we could make a copy of this. This is gonna, the extra mana is kind of nice. I think we just put the 3 counters here so I can block the other overlord. What a game. I will say, not my favorite type of Magic the Gathering, but actually that's all my thoughts here. Oh, if you copy this, it's a 0/0? Okay, good to know. Sunfall seals opponent's ability to win. That's not true. I only have 15 cards in my deck. If I cast Sunfall, I draw 2 more cards. I almost definitely deck myself. Or I could deck myself. I could potentially even wreck myself. I could very much see that happening. All right, time to pull. Oh, from a single graveyard. Okay. So just gonna pull the Atali. I guess I could. Should. Kill this, then pull. No way to kill our own beans. I don't know. For the most part in these kind of matchups, I just tend to like try to manage my library well. Like I'm presenting lethal here. Not sure what they got. They've already used 2 get losts. But now I can't pull and flip the Atali. Yeah, but I am presenting lethal, so I don't know. This can't be that bad. I mean, they could put lethal board for 2 minutes. Oh, I see. Fair. Let's not cast this binding. I'm gonna kill the one of their beans. Obviously, their beans are way better than mine at this point. All right, what you got? You got a Smuggler Surprise. You also got a minute 20 seconds on your clock. They don't use that floating mana. I attack them. Oh, we could have killed our own beans with Frillback. Okay, that was way better. Sorry. All right, they're surprising. They're not 2-modesing this, so they just have to use the cards in their hand. So they're going to gain 6, go up to 32. Am I dead? I kill this with binding. I lose 7 life down to 4. I don't have 32 damage here. Still have another binding in my deck. Did not draw it though. Yeah, I have to Binding the Tyrant. But I think I'm still dead anyways because of the Menace. Because it can double block. But how am I actually winning this game? Just them timing out? I guess. So I'm going to go like Sunfall into a Tally and hope that the Tally solos them at this point. Doesn't seem like a great plan. For toughness, I don't think I need it, and like I might need the card in my library more. Like if it's a land, it's a disaster. Yeah, the flip to Tally could solo them. So yeah, my plan is to go Sunfall, flip a Tally, hope they just have nothing. They reveal a White Overlord, so hopefully they cast that, because I need to use the Sunfall to deal with it. Yeah, I think the big thing is if I had Frill back to my own being, I just get to cast so many more spells this game. They're also going to time out. I don't think I'm 0% because of the whole Tally thing. Could attack for the token here because their life total doesn't matter much because we're just trying to tally them, but awesome, Survey. Glad to be your top streamer. I'm honored. So I'm going to go down to 2 cards in library, then I cannot cast any more mana value. 5 or greater spells, lest I die. Maybe could hit another Frill back or something. Alright, 2 5 mana value cards, cannot cast them. Can't transform this now. Oh, I have no cards in my library. Wait, shouldn't I have had 1 card in my library? I thought I cast this with 2 left. I guess I miscounted. Okay. Well, I'm going to concede. Not going to try to time him out. Oh, I milled Overland. So, okay, I see. So, if I had my spell instead of my land there, it might have been good. Okay. So we did mess up though.